Shadows creep, stories rise as the campfire reaps. Jonathan voice a haunting thrill. With every tale he bends on will. Echoes whisper, the night draws near. By the firelight of fears collide. The Carolina storyteller our guide. Through the spooky, the feathering fight. Fables of darkness igniting the night of the night.
And welcome, folks, to Legend Has It, the only podcast written, developed, and designed for legends. Uh, that's just what they told me. I'm not 100% sure that's accurate, but I'm going to go with it. I am Jonathan Phoenix, the Carolina Storyteller, your host. And as always, I have a couple of great guests. Allow me to introduce returning to the show for his second stint as one of the members of the panel, Mr. E.C. Hart. Uh, Eli, how you doing today, man?
Doing all right, man. About you?
I'm doing great, Um, it's we're getting close to Christmas time, so all my holly jolly is showing up. Can't you tell the beard's getting a little wider? Um, just the
I
other
think it's.
day, I had
I
freaking
think we're
elves
all
running
losing a
around
little bit
dropping
of
off a
pigment.
list, you know.
I I
And
think we're all
next,
starting to lose pigment in our beard.
oh yeah, yeah. My next guest, I don't think he needs no introduction. He is from the Josh and Paulie show. He is just excellent at making me decide what I would rather do uh, when listening to him, and usually it's between one of two horrible things. Also, in the show Valmont, where he plays just the most horrible villain I could possibly think of, Mr. Josh Slavinik. He is showing up right now.
What's up?
Josh, how's it going, man? It's great to have you here with us.
It's going great, man. How you doing?
Oh, it's just another day, but we're getting ready for Christmas. But I really appreciate you being here and being here with us. Um, so we did have another guest lined up for today. Unfortunately, um, she had a previous engagement, so that kind of blew that out of the water. And then our special guest, who was going to be the demon folklorist, Miss Victoria J, has come down with the flu. So they are going to try and reschedule and join us. So we may have the Vampire Queen Jackie and the demon folklorist join us at some other point in time. But hey, just the three of us, we're still going to make it work because we've got a lot to get through today, including um, the finals for the Cryptid Championship. You two are going to have to decide who wins when we get to that later on in the episode. But to start it off with, I want to hit the elephant in the room before we get very much further. Everybody's talking about it, um, so we're going to talk about it. December the 4th, guys. Um, this kid named Luigi apparently did something, and everybody's up in arms about it. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got a say, and I want to know what do you guys think?
Did you see the unibrow on old Luigi and then the picture of the shooter? No unibrow.
Didn't catch that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you gotta check it
So
out.
Luigi might not have done. So what you're saying is that the shooter has a unibrow, and Luigi does not have a unibrow.
Luigi has a unibrow. The shooter does
Oh,
not have
Luigi has a unibrow. The shooter does not. Well, then that that pretty much guarantees that we need to do something about that. Uh, Eli.
Let, real quick, because I know we're streaming on Facebook. Now, on my show, it doesn't matter, but on your show, how much do you want me to watch my language here?
We're going for PG-13, maybe rated R. We don't want to go for NC-17. Okay.
Okay.
You get about 1 to 7 f-bombs, I think, per show is what we're allowed.
So, that being said, so There are family members who lost a loved one, and I feel for them. But societally speaking, I don't give a fuck. Because, I mean, if we're talking about who has been more harmed, it wasn't them, like his family. I mean, I feel for them. I do. I 100% do. But I think that we as a people have been more hurt by them.
Oh yeah, I'm not always
I,
against murder.
you know, so here's the thing: murder is, and I've had this discussion with other people, and murder is not the answer. It's never the answer. This wasn't a murder. I think this is what's called an assassination, and I think this is what's called the finding out from fucking around. This is somebody who did a whole bunch of stuff that um, really morally shouldn't have been done. He was living off of greed, and he placed himself in a position where he became a target for violence, and violence found him. And now, typically, these things happen and this is what's interesting is that typically these things where somebody creates themselves as a target of violence, this is what happens in like the hood. This is what happens in, redneck trailer parks. You know, when you got Joe Bob over there and he's been messing with your dogs all week long and he keeps riding by blaring his hip hop music and the dogs don't like it, so they keep barking. So you end up walking over there and you and Joe Bob get into a fight. You reach for your Smith and Wesson and shoot Joe Bob in the back as he's walking away. That's what typically these kind of violences come from these actions. This is a guy who sat in an office all day and made decisions that ultimately hurt people and affected their lives in a negative aspect. He didn't make decisions that made a lot of positivity go around, and
So,
he got shot for it.
so
Look,
this is a cliche because of how much it's been used in pop culture. However, it 100% applies here. What I'm about to say, he 100% used Heath Ledger's Joker's strategy. 100%. If I go on the news and say that a truckload of soldiers will be blown up, nobody panics. But the one mayor who gets shot and killed, now everybody loses their mind. If 1,000 people die because they were too poor to afford health care, nobody panics. But the one CEO who we thought was above it all, now we're in an uproar. We should have been
that
pissed a
sounds about
long
right.
time ago. We
Yeah,
should have
and
been pissed way a long time ago.
it's great because every time something like this to this tune sort of happens, the media tells you exactly how to feel about it, but like people aren't falling for it this time, and that's nice. It's nice to see. At least most people aren't falling for it, I guess. People are like, I don't feel sorry for this guy. Even the rest of the employees for that company that were in the meeting, they ran the meeting. They were like, business as usual.
They needed their PR people to come in and say this is a bad look. Nobody should be stupid enough to be told it's a bad look. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not really that pressed about it. Again, I would not personally have been the one to pull the trigger. But if people try to say, "Oh, this isn't the way," like we need change, but this isn't the way to do it, Marie Antoinette might beg to differ. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. Sometimes
This is
people
true.
need healing. Um, that's just what it is.
You know, there are a lot of people who, they're like, well, his actions are inexcusable. You can't kill another human being. And I'm like, no, you're absolutely right. You shouldn't kill another human being. That doesn't make his actions inexcusable. What it does is it makes the question of why would his actions be excusable? And there's a lot of people that aren't looking at that the way that they should be. They should be, wondering why is it that so many people consider his actions to be excusable and so many people consider this man's life to be um, worthless. And more importantly, and this is the thing that gets me, this is what bugs me every time something like this happens, okay? Why is it that so much energy and effort was put into solving his murder, but if it's, if it was some guy from the hood,
They wouldn't even look into it.
why isn't that energy and effort put into that?
Yeah.
Why is there a different level of energy in solving these things?
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. I'm like, look, what happened to keep that same energy?
Yeah.
Guy was gunned down in the street. Guys get gunned down in the street every day of the week. It's tragic. It's horrible. It's sad. Why are you putting so much energy into solving this one, but not this one?
Well, if it's ever a politician, a cop, or someone who's uber rich or otherwise seemingly important, then
Above it.
they had 1,000 cops working around the clock for a week trying to figure this shit out. There's still got cops working on it, I'm sure. That is like near $1 million once all said and done, and more than that by the end of it, that the taxpayer footed to get the person who shot this guy caught. And I'm sure half the taxpayers at least are like, I didn't want to waste my tax dollars on that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. There was a crime. Crime had to be solved. Okay, fine. Why are you putting more energy into this crime, into this crime? It doesn't. The value, they talk about, oh, well, the shooter devalued human life. The real loss of value, in all honesty, is the fact that the police and, in general, the law enforcement response, period, devalues other life versus rich life. And, typically what we see is this backfire on the rich people. An excellent example is from right here in South Carolina, just a couple hours down the road, Alex Murdaugh, who killed his wife and son, and all of a sudden there was a huge investigation, much bigger than would normally have been, and he gets found out and caught in the investigation because he's an idiot. But Mr. Big Lawyer thought he was going to convince the cops that it was somebody else, and next thing you know, boom, he's getting arrested. So typically when these investigations happen, it doesn't work out in the favor of the people that want it to work out for them. But this time it worked out against, well, the community in general, I think. Just the way that I feel is it's like they went and spent a whole bunch of money to investigate this, but they aren't investigating anything else. They aren't doing the things they need to do for everything else. And it's really sad if you ask me.
Yeah, it's easy to see where the priorities lie, and the priorities lie on the people who've acquired the most power. And that's, I think, the way it's always been, at least since people have developed civilizations,
Yeah. It's really sad and it's really disturbing, and it really brings me down a bit. But I'll tell you what I love, and I love this, and I am so for this. It is the memes.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen just the memes that have come out of it? Just the sheer response to this, okay, of people just everywhere. Oh, Luigi Manioni was such a great guy on this day at this time. He was with me over here, and we were
You
doing
posted one of those.
like I've got one of those posted that he was working on Valmont, just because it's I like it. I'm a fan of this chaos that is occurring around this, and I'm a fan to see what it's doing to corporate America. 2 days after the shooting, another healthcare agency backpedals on a widely hated uh, policy they had about anesthesia. It's like, oh, that could happen to us. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Stop that right now. No, I don't want to get shot. Okay, stop that. They're already shooting people like us. No. And to
So
me, that's.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So one of the news videos that broke, and this guy was showing like, oh, they showed the picture of the guy. So I'm duetting this video. I took my lightsaber right here. I'm walking around in the backyard. And I put my sunglasses on. I'm acting like I'm blind. This is my walking stick. Like I didn't see shit.
You know, to find out if a McDonald's employee who turned him in, the McDonald's employee turned him in um, with the sole idea that as a McDonald's employee, they were going to get this $60,000 reward for turning him in. Not only did he not get the reward, but because they made themselves such a public person, McDonald's is like, look, we can't have you in here. And meanwhile, Burger King, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Waffle House, just seems like everybody has jumped on it. Yo, we won't snitch. We'll hide you in the
Oh,
back room and lie to the cops. You can
the
get a
reason
Whopper, and we ain't see nothing, yo.
the reason I think McDonald's gave was because they called on company time. I think that was the reason. That was the public reason they gave for.
Hey, you're
letting
not
that
on
person
break.
go.
You're not on break. You can't be calling 911 right now. What the fuck are you thinking? And they got like thousands of bad reviews, 1-star reviews, and people were like, "There's rats in the kitchen."
Yeah. Not only that, a friend sent me a video yesterday. The maker of the book bag, Peak something, I forget what it was. He also snitched because he recognized his product in the pictures or videos or whatever. So he calls the cops. He's like, "Give me the serial number," and then, okay, this is who bought that. And someone in the comments was like, "JanSport would never."
No, Jansport would not. Jansport would straight up be like, nope, that wasn't us. We don't know who has that book bag. I'm sorry. We sell those. We ship those things out to Walmart, and Walmart never keeps track of them. It's all Walmart's fault.
Right.
And Walmart would be like, no. This is how Jansport never gives us the right serial numbers.
Yeah,
They would be trading blows back and forth, covering that stuff up.
this backpack
Ugh.
company was like, the number of sales we get is so fucking low that you can narrow down who it is
It's gonna be lower now.
20 people. So just look at these 20 people and you'll find them. Terrible.
You know, it's hilarious because Walmart is, you know, Walmart's probably out there selling backpacks left and right now. These guys, they're not going to be selling them. And then McDonald's has taken a hit. And it's weird to see, everybody that's taken a hit. But then on the flip side, you have the people who are like, well, no, this is horrible. This was a murder. You shouldn't laugh at this. You shouldn't be like that. Think of his family. And, we do think of the family. We think that he did some effed up stuff. And really and truly, he he put his family in this position. This wasn't him um just being a normal guy. And that's the main point I feel it needs to be made is that if it were your average businessman walking down the street who just pushed papers all day, he didn't do anything significant, at least in his mind, that affect people's lives. He just checked boxes. That's what his job was. And somebody walked up on the street and shot him in the head, and there was this type of police response, and we hunted down the killer. This would be an entirely different story because it would be about a family man who had done nothing of significance to hurt or harm anybody.
Yeah,
But what this story is not a family man, but a man who had developed policies and programs that were hurting people. He had made himself into a very public figure, into kind of a symbol. And when you become a symbol, you become a target. You know, look at, you're on the same page. Just because it says CEO, okay? And that's even with us as podcasters, okay? If we start taking this platform into a level where we're causing problems and things like that, and we're developing how people's lives are lived, um, and creating a detriment, and we become a symbol, then we become a target. It doesn't matter if it's a politician, doesn't matter if it's an actor, doesn't matter if it's a singer, doesn't matter if it's a podcaster, a CEO. If you put yourself in that position where you are making decisions that affect people's lives and you become a symbol, then somebody is going to use that symbol uh, to create damage and chaos. We've got a late joiner with us, one of the cast of Valmont, who will be actually showing up mostly in season 2, but is playing a very interesting character. Toby, welcome to the show. Toby will be playing, of course, the Angel of Death.
Hi.
Toby, how you doing? I don't know if we can hear you, Toby.
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
There might be a
We're doing
delay.
great. Doing great. Glad to
damn
have
it.
you here.
One sec.
We just missed the first segment. We were talking about
Oh,
psycho
goodness.
dudes getting shot, but now I actually want to get into something that's really close to my heart, and I've this is awesome. We have this place that's right down the street from me. It is called Biker Life Coffee House. Biker Life Coffee House opened a few months ago, and it's ran by this guy named Smoke. Coolest guy I've ever met. Love hanging out and love talking to him. And Smoke has wanted to do community outreach is what he's trying to do. He's trying to create kind of a hub spot for the community. That's what he wants his coffee house to be, as a place where the community can come together and be themselves and feel safe and get to know one another. He's trying to create that because communities used to have that. It used to be every community really had that, and they've kind of gone away. But Smoke has been working on building this place up, and he does have. He has days where uh, he'll have coffee with a cop, where you can come and you can meet the Monks Corner City police officers and have coffee with them and talk with them about the things that are going on and things that pertain to you. And it's a way of connecting everyone in the community with law enforcement and businesses and EMS and all of these people, so that we can come together. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And he's also a huge supporter of veterans. Our former heroes who have gone out and fought for this country. So this year, he's putting together a raffle, and he's raffling off a 2000 Suzuki Marauder 800. It is in mint condition. It has less than 7,000 miles on it. That's right. You can win this bike, people. That's the bike right there. He is auctioning that bad boy off. Um, Not auctioning it off. He's raffling that bad boy off at $20 a ticket. Okay, $20 a ticket. There are only going to be 500 tickets sold. And you can get one for 20, two for 30. And the proceeds from this raffle are going to go to the families of veterans. In his exact word, he wants to help the people who can't ask for help. And what he means by that, and if you don't know, if you've ever been in emergency services or in the military, asking for help is hard. What we do when we're out there, how we behave, it creates a mentality in our head that we can't be the ones to ask for help. We have to be the ones providing the help. And as someone who has suffered through PTSD, as someone who came from that and took forever to ask for help to the point that it nearly destroyed my family, destroyed my life, I can appreciate the need for someone to step up and say, hey, you really need help. Let me help you. So immediately I saw this and I went to Smoke and I said, look, man, I want to talk about this on my show. I want to put this as part of the Christmas show and then talk to everybody about it because I 100% think that this is an important deal. Um, so you know, it's $20 for a ticket. You guys can go and you can uh, go to it is Biker Life Coffee House, and I think I missaid it. I think it's a Biker House Coffee. It's Biker Life Coffee House. You can Google it. You can buy the tickets, I think, online, or you can go straight to the shop and get them from the shop if you're in Monk's Corner. Buy them from Smoke himself. Check out the coffee house, um, and donate money to help out veterans who really just can't ask for the help right now. It's really going to be helpful. And we lost Toby. Bye, Toby. Hopefully you come back. It happens.
I saw the
Um,
spinning wheel, so I think it may have been a connection issue.
Yeah.
it's a connection issue. Toby will be back. Toby will be back, ladies and gentlemen. Um, I think that that's what the season is about. So with that being said, what are some Christmas traditions for this season? It's Christmas time. You know, I just let in with, of course, what I think my favorite Christmas tradition is, and that is people giving back to their friends and family in the communities. What are some of your guys' favorite Christmas traditions?
Oh, there's Toby.
Yep.
So first of all, right now, um, my daughter's actually home from college. Yes, y'all believe it or not, yes, I have a college student as one of my kids, which is wild. But it's so she's home.
Welcome to the club.
And so we're actually going to vacation in Tennessee. I'm not telling y'all when because I'm not about to tell the whole ass internet when my house is going to be empty. But we're going to go vacation in Tennessee. So this is looking like it may become like a holiday thing for us. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Getting away, spending time, and everything. As a side note, do y'all remember that movie that came out last year, Leave the World Behind? Mahershala Ali. Y'all remember that?
I do not know. I have not seen that one.
It basically it's an apocalypse movie. You know, the whole world goes to hell while this couple is out on vacation. I happened to watch this movie while I was on vacation, and there's woods and everything right outside our window. Not a good time. But yeah, that's probably going to be what's going to be our holiday tradition right now. Is just that family time.
All right, Josh, what are your holiday traditions like?
Dude, I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas. My wife is a huge fan of Christmas. Um, the kids are fans of Christmas because they get presents. Um, I like to tell the kids that Krampus is going to come and kill them if they don't behave. And they're, 12 and 17. They know I'm kidding. But but as far as traditions, I don't know. My wife bakes a bunch of cookies and we eat them like for days before Christmas and stuff like that. So
That's always good. That's always good.
yeah.
Cookies are one of my favorite traditions. Toby, Toby vanished again. Toby's
I
favorite Christmas tradition is pretending to be Santa Claus and disappearing. We might get back to Toby. Um, we have this thing in town called the Holiday Festival of Lights, which is put on by Santee Cooper, where you get to ride through all these big Christmas lights, and that is something that we like to do. And we enjoy going through and seeing the Christmas lights. And then, of course, there is my personal favorite, the Christmas movies that we get to watch constantly, which gotta love the Christmas movies. Die Hard, of course, The Grinch, Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, Home Alone, Batman Returns, not the first Batman because it's not a Christmas movie, Lethal Weapon, um, uh, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. There's just a series of Christmas movies that you got to watch, that you've got to enjoy as a family, so you can get that family time in there. And we love doing that. We love sitting around and watching the Christmas movies. And
so two things
that's
I'll
kind
say
of our
because we're talking about Christmas movies. Number one, as an adult, I realized the Grinch may have been onto something. But number two, Home Alone is now funnier to me as an adult because I now understand how many times they should have died.
So here's the thing, okay? We cannot spit out something so real as the Grinch was, right? Because like they'll come for us. I mean, they will come for us hardcore. We cannot spit that out on the show. We cannot say that, look, maybe the Grinch was onto something. Because I mean, if you watch the movie and you listen to the story, dude, the Grinch was right.
Yeah.
Okay, Toby is back. Toby, what are your Christmas traditions?
I think one of our biggest ones is that we've always had handmade cinnamon rolls every morning.
Okay.
That's always good.
And
Nice.
then on Christmas Eve, we always do a rerun of all the most classic Christmas movies, Rudolph and Frosty and The Grinch, the one with Jim Carrey, because I love Jim Carrey.
That's the Jim
I'm not
Carrey
mad.
Grinch. Look,
I'm
either
not
it
mad at
is
that.
I'm just saying it is either the original Grinch from the 1960s or it is the Jim Carrey Grinch. Anything else is off the table. You
Agreed.
show up with some other fake ass freaking. I'm turning into the Grinch.
So about that, if we're like the 1960s Grinch, I would have a chip on my shoulder too if every 5 minutes someone broke out in the song about what a piece of shit I am.
But yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of.
They were
harsh
dogging
on
on
him.
him the whole movie.
You know,
I'd have a
I'm
chip on my
just gonna
shoulder
say
too.
this. I'm just gonna say this. Speaking of the Grinch movie, did anybody predict Taylor Momsen? Do you not
No.
know? Did you not know who Taylor Momsen is?
No.
Have you guys never heard of the Pretty Reckless?
No.
Okay, so the Pretty Reckless, and hang on, I will see if I can get an image up here and share it with you guys, so you guys can see. Pretty Reckless is a rock band. I actually enjoyed their music. They're really great, and the lead singer is the young girl who played Cindy Lou Who in the Jim Carrey movie The Grinch.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm looking at it right now.
Where are you, Christmas? Oh, hi.
can I? Okay, images.
I was going to say I
Let's
could
get
share if you don't.
band. Okay, well, if you've got something to share, go ahead and share. And I can pop back over here. We'll let you share your screen. But
So
yes, there she is, right there. This is Taylor Momsen. Is the lead singer of the Pretty Reckless. She was the little girl who played, who sung "Where Are You Christmas" in the movie The Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and now she's got freaking awesome rock songs, and it's just the entire opposite of what you would expect
yeah,
from the little girl in the Grinch movie.
Honestly, I love it for her.
I do too. I am actually a huge fan of the Pretty Reckless. I listen to a lot of their music. They are definitely filling up my YouTube playlist. And every time I watch the Grinch, I'm looking at it. I go, I can't believe that's who that kid became.
as a side note, she's like that's pretty damn tall for a woman.
Yeah, she is. He like grew up, literally.
Yeah.
Up.
But yes, that's the side note of the Grinch Christmas. We talk about the Pretty Reckless, ladies and gentlemen. Um, oh, we are getting down there to that time. Now, for those of you who have not seen the first two episodes of this show, Eli's been a part of this already. We have taken this show and decided to make it our mission to determine who the strongest cryptid in the world is. And this year, we started with South Carolina. We only had a few weeks, and South Carolina has a few cryptids. So we took the South Carolina cryptids and we put them in a tournament together. And in the first episode, uh, it was the Lizard Man versus Bigfoot, and the Lizard Man waxed that ass. The second episode, it was the Plaid Eye versus the Not Deer, and the Not Deer taught that Plaid Eye a lesson. And so now we have the finals. And now, my friends, it is to you that I will give the important job of claiming the championship of who will have the bragging rights as South Carolina's supreme cryptid. Is it going to be the Lizard Man from Skateboard Swamp or the Not Deer from the Appalachia Woods?
So
Simple.
my first question here: where is the battlefield? Is it going to be in the woods or the swamp? Because I think home field is going to be a big component of this.
The thing is the woods and the swamp. The woods and the swamp constantly clash against one another, so it would literally be at the meeting point between the two. The battlefield is both. It is half swamp, half woods. It is where they intertwine. That's right. I did my little hand thingy. Ooh.
In that case, I would probably I'm going to try to be on the winning side this time. I would argue probably the Lizard Man, because if we're talking swamp territory, that's not going to be good for a creature on four legs. So, yeah, I think they're at too big of a disadvantage.
Okay. Now, Josh, Toby, do you guys know anything about the lizard man and the swamp deer?
No.
I know about the not deer. I do not know anything
Okay.
about the lizard man. I'm from Vegas. I don't know South
All right. So
Carolina
we're gonna
mythos.
hit you guys off quick. I'm gonna hit you guys off with a brief story about the lizard man. The lizard man appeared in the 1980s. He came out of the Skateboard Swamp in next to Bowman, South Carolina, and he was first seen attacking a car where he used his claws to just rip up the side of the car. He later attacked another couple on the side of the road where he came out of the swamp. He is literally just a 6 foot tall lizard man. It's like a walking alligator on two legs with a shorter tail and claws, and he ripped stuff up. Um, Granted, he was shot once, claimed. Um, then that was recanted. Then it was claimed again. So we don't know if he was actually shot one time, but it didn't seem like the bullet did much. And then, of course, the not deer. These are things that look like deer but aren't deer. They seem to be very carnivorish. They're not scared of humans, and they can walk on two legs, and they scare the crap out of me. So, and Eli is going to show us a not deer right here. Oh no, he's showing us the lizard man. That's him. That's the guy, and that's the not deer. So these two
How,
horrible, horrible things are going to be going up against one another. And Eli has already spoken. He thinks the lizard man is going to take it. I am abstaining my vote and leaving it to the three of you.
I
Um,
disagree with Eli. I think the not deer would win because you know Appalachian Mountains. They are terrifying places to be
this is true.
because of these freaks of nature.
This is doubly true.
That's
Like,
fair. Plus, I acknowledge the not deer has built-in weapons. I
It does.
understand that.
The
Um,
lizard man just looks like a 6 foot tall man in a lizard costume.
it gave Spider-Man hell.
it
That's
did. He
true.
did. He's true on that. Josh, can you
so
cast a vote here, one way or the other?
how large is this not deer? Is this a regular sized deer, not deer?
The
Um,
not deer is usually the size of an average stag, so we're talking about 4 foot shoulder height.
it's not that intimidating. So
Yeah,
how
but like
tall?
up on two hooves, that's like 8 feet.
Yeah, how tall is the lizard man?
Lizard man has been recorded at being 6.5 to 7 foot tall.
So like pretty big. Like, is he pretty jacked? Like, how much do you think he weighs?
I would give him a weight of at least 350,
Damn,
300 maybe.
fucking
He's
jacked.
he's
All right.
supposedly jacked. He is a jacked, solid. Every conversation we hear about the lizard man is the lizard man is fully the solid, muscular creature that just crawls out of the swamp and then rips things to shred and crawls back into the
Yeah,
swamp.
so he's got claws that can rip through metal car doors, and
Yes,
he can take bullets.
he has taken a bullet. Yes,
Okay,
supposedly, and
and
kept
then
on walking.
this deer is just like a mean not deer. That's the size of a deer.
They can like
I mean,
tear people apart.
Okay,
I'm
lizard man, 100%.
all right. So we have two for the lizard man. Are you sticking with the not deer, Toby, or
sticking with the not deer. I will lose this one, but I will defend the not deer.
you know what? It is valiant that you died on your hill, and I'm giving it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the official announcement of the Legend Has It podcast that the official champion cryptid of the state of South Carolina, and I'm so happy to say this, he is going to be the Lizard Man. The Lizard Man is going to be going on, and in 2025, well, next week we might have an exhibition match or two involving cryptids just for the fun of it next 2 weeks. But in 2025, the Lizard Man will be joining uh, cryptids, the likes of which, let me read off the list to you guys, okay? We have the Mothman, the Puckwudgie, the Wendigo, the Jersey Devil, the Skunkcake, the Rougarou, White Thang. That is an actual cryptid. It's from Alabama. It's called White Thang. The Vengeful Siren, the Altamaha, the Beast of Blandiboro, the Bell Witch, the Goat Man. All of these cryptids are going to be going into a national tournament that I'm going to run all through 2025 to determine the greatest, the champion cryptid in the United States. That's right. It's going to be a bracket tournament breaking down all 50 states, but we're going to do it by division brackets first, and then the top 4 from the brackets in the divisions are going to go into. We're going to do an East and West kind of thing with those top 4, and then the top 4 from that will go into like the final brackets until we have the championship bracket at the end. So we're going to have some fun with this.
This partially sounds like the first season of Supernatural. I'm not going to lie.
It does kind of
No,
sound
because
like
the
that.
first season of Supernatural was just Sam and Dean going and killing all these things. This is us going, ooh, we're going to see what these things would do to each other. Like, I
So
want to see what the Oklahoma octopus is going to do against the goat man.
I'm sorry, what the hell is an octopus in Oklahoma for?
I got no clue, but apparently there is a lake in Oklahoma with a giant octopus that eats things. And see,
Tasty.
these are the stories, these are the legends that are going to be fueling us for 2025.
Is it
So-
fighting in the water or is it fighting the goat man out of the water? I think that entirely depends on the terrain there.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a giant octopus in the water. Goatman's out of the water. Octopus can get up enough on water to get a tentacle around him and drag him into the water, and then the Goatman's kind of. But I don't know. We'll have to determine this after I read up on some of these. You know,
I
the
mean-
fact that the Florida skunk ape
Oh shit!
is going to be in here, and yet the Louisiana rougarou, which the rougarou is scary.
I would point
Yeah,
out, like just the octopus being in the water doesn't necessarily mean shit. I would like to point out the Watcher in the water in Lord of the Rings. Being in water didn't really stop him from what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he was in the water and he caught that butt whooping really quick, like. And let's not forget that just because you're in the water doesn't mean that something can't hurt you in the water. The lizard man, which is perfectly good in land or water, he's going to go down there and he's going to tear that octopus ass up.
Oh yeah, Lizard Man's all day. I don't know if there's any cryptids that beat Lizard Man in South Carolina there.
But we're going to find out because we're going to do, like I said, it's going to be a bracket style tournament starting in the first episode of January. We're going to do some prelims next week. Let some of these guys get some anger issues out. I'm going to pick probably one from each division. We divided it into 4 divisions. We've got the National Cryptid Conference South, which is Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, Texas, Virginia, and Oklahoma. So that's the South. So I mean, if you want to start repping the South, that would be the time to do it. We've got the National Cryptid Convention East, which is West Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. So that's really, basically New England. Okay, then we've got the North. That is Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Kansas, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Minnesota. So Eli, you're going to be in the Ohio. How do you think Ohio's cryptids are going to do against some of the rest of the state?
I honestly can't think of any Ohio cryptids unless we're going to count meth heads.
The Ohio meth head is going to go out there. Now, that could be something where Ohio actually wins. And then I think, Josh, you and Toby, you guys are both out in the West, right? Because Arizona, Toby, you're in Nevada, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, pretty
Yeah, and
well.
It's Nevada.
Josh, you're in, where are you at? I can't remember.
Arizona.
I was right with Arizona. Okay. So
Yeah.
Arizona and Nevada, you guys are representing the West Coast. Now you guys have got some big deal cryptids out there. So what do you guys think? Are you guys psyched for this? You guys think you guys can take the gold home at the end of the year?
I think we could win. It depends on which one of our cryptids you have on there.
Well, I'm going for the top one listed in each state. And the thing is that here's the thing. If a cryptid is listed in South Carolina and a cryptid is listed in California, they are not considered the same cryptid. The California version might be stronger than the South Carolina version. It's just the type of cryptid that is there. So we will be listing cryptids based on their location and what their strongest at in their location. So it could go down crazy. Just saying.
So apparently we have a Lake Erie monster, which sounds like the Loch Ness monster to me.
Oh, we have one too.
We have something called melon heads, which looks like the thing on. You remember on Little Nicky when he made dude have boobs on his head? That's what the melon heads look like.
That sounds terrible.
We have Tahoe Tessie, which is basically the Loch Ness monster in Lake Tahoe. We've got Area 51 with the aliens.
Oh crap! I don't know if does
Yeah.
51 count as a does that count as a cryptid? I mean, that's aliens. I mean, do aliens count into cryptids?
I
You
feel
know,
like they
because like
do.
I don't know. I'm gonna have this discussion with the judges to see. You know, because Arizona's got chupacabras and they captured some giant batwing thing at some point in time, and then the Mongolian monster,
Yeah.
which basically just looks like the lizard man if he was covered in tar.
Oh, good.
Um,
Who's
so
got
you know,
Skinwalker?
huh?
Who's
Where's
got
the
Skinwalker?
Skinwalker?
Skinwalkers, I don't know yet. I've got to look because I haven't pulled every state. I believe the Skinwalkers are in Montana is where they were the highest rated, or Wyoming,
Oh damn!
somewhere in the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah, my dog's a Skinwalker.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, the thing is that Skinwalkers have kind of spread out, but their natural territory is up in the Rockies and up
No.
in the Dakotas. So I do have Wendigo on here. The Wendigo, which is similar to the Skinwalker, only 10 times scarier. Where did they fit in at? I am trying to remember. It was in the east. The Wendigos are out in Maryland, apparently.
I was thinking New England.
Yeah, the Wendigos out in Maryland. So if you're out there by Baltimore, an Orioles fan, please be careful. Wendigo are out there, and yeah, they're kind of scary. So, but yeah,
I'd put Wendigos top of my list of fears. And
well, I
Wendigos
mean,
are
basically everything in the Appalachia. We're gonna keep the Appalachia away from
you know,
me.
it's weird because like the East has the Jersey Devil, the Mothman, and the Wendigo, and that seems almost a little bit like it's stacking the level against everybody else. But then again, they've also got the Puckwudgie,
so do we.
and then South Carolina's got, I mean, not South Carolina, Alabama has the White Thing.
We have a
Well, you don't
cactus
mess with that
cat.
White Thing. See what I mean? Like,
That sounds like it could just be a trailer.
could just be a what?
A trailer.
You know, the White Thing is what worries me because I'm just like, they just call it the White Thing. They don't even have another name for it. It's just the White Thing. And
Oh God, that
that
is
to me
just a
is
white
hilarious.
thing.
Oh, you
Um,
look up the White Thing? Yeah, it's just a
uh,
white thing. They don't even know what it
it's
is. It's a white thing.
it's
Just a
white
white thing.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's just a white thing. And if the white thing come out to get you, now the white thing gonna mess you up. That's what they said. My cousin was out there with his wife, my cousin Shirley, and they seen the white thing, and it got a hold of. They were in the middle of having a threesome with their other cousin Bo, and it got a hold of Bo, and it threw Bo about 30 yards.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm just assuming that would be a normal conversation in Alabama about the white thing.
I don't think there's any normal conversations in Alabama.
Average conversation in Alabama begins like this: Roll Tide. How's your mama/wife doing?
But yeah,
I feel like there's
I'm
somebody here that's an Alabama fan that is going to be after me one point in time, and I don't care.
Now you're canceled.
I'm not.
yeah,
Mm.
I looked it up and yeah, it looks like just an albino Sasquatch. You
Yeah.
remember Harry and the Hendersons? Like it looks like that, but he's all white.
He is the white thing. Run from the white thing, y'all. Don't believe it, the white thing. So, we're coming to the end of our show. We hope that you guys have been entertained. I really want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I want to remind everybody that Valmont, the Black Raven Chronicles, is out now. If you are a member of the Patreon, and you can join the Patreon by going to the little link that is right now down at the bottom of your screen, Patreon patreon.com/The Carolina Storyteller. For $1 a month, you can get Valmont as early as tomorrow. That's right. Episode 2 is going to be on Patreon tomorrow at 6 p.m. You can find out what happens after the cliffhanger at episode 1. Why does Doc Johnson think Frigg is a vampire? You can only find out if you listen to episode 2. And why would you want to wait 2 more weeks when you can listen to it right now? I know Chuckles up here. He really wants to know the answer to that question. Right, Chuckles?
Absolutely.
You're over here. I looked the wrong way. And of course, you don't want to mess with, Senator Kinsey down here, or the Angel of Death. You just don't want to draw either of them out. But you can find out more just by going to the Patreon and listening. Black Raven, Valmont, the Black Raven Chronicles. The Carolina Storyteller will also have a Christmas episode that will be dropping Christmas Eve. I'm not going to give too many hints away, but it will be similar to our last year's Christmas episode where we covered a Christmas miracle, which is something that I think is important around Christmas time. So those are the things that are upcoming. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the preseason for the Cryptid Championships. A little bit more craziness, some more great guests, my panel ready to discuss whatever we can come up with, and just more legendary stuff. Josh, we're going to start with you. Got anything to promo or post or anything like that?
Everybody should check out Valmont. I'm Senator Kinsey. He's an asshole. It's great. Check out the Josh and Paulie show. You can follow us on Facebook at the Josh and Paulie show, TikTok, and we're on Spotify with video and Metal Cross Radio on Tuesdays.
Not gonna lie, if you're not listening to the Josh and Paulie show, you are missing out. I don't always agree with which way they go on the would you rather's, but I do always get a laugh out of listening to them, and they are a great show. And how many episodes are you guys in now? Like
Maybe 40. We're on season 2 now, so we're like five.
Yeah, so you guys are just hitting season 2. There are 40 episodes in it. It's a great show, great listen, great freaking great comedy, honestly. So check out the Josh and Paulie show. Toby, you're up. You got anything for us? Anything going on? Anything happening? I know you're the youngest member of the Valmont cast, but you are in the Valmont cast for being such a great voice actor.
I'm not that young. First of all. Second of all, please check out Valmont because the more you guys come and hang out, the more we get closer to season 2, which is where I show up. And if you want to follow me somewhere, I am Nexus Zombie _cosplays on most social medias.
There we have it. Nexus Zombie _cosplays. Go find Toby. Check them out. As I said, listen to Valmont. That's what you got to do. You got to listen to Valmont. Eli, take us home, man.
Obviously, just to co-sign what's already been said, make sure you do check out Valmont. On the first episode, I had a little snippet. It was just a voicemail that I leave. But in episode 2, I get a lot more dialogue in with both of my characters, as a matter of fact. And also the podcast of me and my friend, I call him Pitt. He also goes by David, Men Behind the Curtain. We actually had a new episode that went live yesterday with Boss Man over here. So we were just kind of chopping it up yesterday and talking about like how he got into writing and all this good stuff. If you want to check us out individually, if you go to our YouTube, again, Men Behind the Curtain, you can find the link tree, which will get you to each of our pages and all of our other platforms.
And if you're not watching Men Behind the Curtain, you really should be. I mean, they literally pull information right out of a cat's ass. I don't know how they do it. They're just magical like that. Definitely should check out Men Behind the Curtain. Definitely check out Josh and Polly's show. Definitely go and check out Valmont, the Black Raven Chronicles, and the Carolina Storyteller is going to be coming back in 2025 with all kinds of stories. We'll be here next week. More stories, more legends, more cryptids, more guests, more hilarity, probably a little bit more cursing. I don't know. It depends on who I get here. Some of them curse more, some of them curse less. I really curse all that I want to. It's just who I am. Lots of fun to be had. Guys, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. I know for a couple of you it was last minute. You were filling in because some of the other guests couldn't be here, and I appreciate you guys dropping everything that you could do and coming here and bailing out the boss so that he could put on his show. I really appreciate it. And to Victoria J, the demon folklorist, and Vampire Queen Jackie, I really did miss having you guys here. Hopefully, we'll get you on in the next episode or so. And I hope that you both are feeling better. Everyone, from us to you, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Ramadan. You know, if whatever you celebrate, please enjoy the joy of the season. Please love one another. Please be kind to one another. And if you see Luigi, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Happy Yuletide.
Yep.
Happy
Have
Yule!
a good one, y'all.
Happy Yule!
Happy
See
holidays,
y'all
y'all.
next time. Bye bye.